Hey, welcome back to Ben's Boats. My name is Ben. Today we're back working on the 1982 Cobalt, OMC to Volvo conversion. Now I've done a lot of work since the last video. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, first thing you're going to notice is the transom. I think when we last left off, I was working on sanding all this down and adding more layers. So since then, I actually learned that the back of this boat has a bit of a bow to it. You can't really see it on video all too well, but it does. Now what that means is I have to have a flat mounting surface here for the transom assembly, so I can't mount it to a curved surface. So I added up a bunch more layers, as you can see here, here, and in the middle, sanded it all down so this is perfectly flat. Watch. If I get my scale here, see that? Perfectly flat. There's no light coming between that flat edge. Well, with the exception of the outside edges, and that's okay. It can be not flat out there, but I need it flat in the middle, and it's perfectly flat. Now, it's not just the outside that needs to be flat, it's the inside too. That's where you're really gonna see a change. I added another layer of 1/4 inch ply right there. Actually, there's a double layer in the middle. I've also laid the bilge floors and secured them down to the existing fiberglass. So we are ready to cut a massive hole in the back of this boat. In all reality, I've made this transom like really thick. Here, I'll show you. So I already poked a hole right here for where I'm going to be drilling. Oop, wire, that's better. Poke this hole right here with my drill, and you can see it goes all the way through to right there. So if you pull it out, that's almost 3 entire inches of transom thickness. It's really more like 2 7/8 inches, but even then it's a little bit much for what we're doing. The studs I have on the transom assembly, after I factor in the hardware and the thickness of the inner transom plate here, I need to have 2 1/4 inches maximum. And as we just found out, I am way over that measurement. But you see, that's okay. There's not a problem with that. There's plenty of engagement here on the drive shaft splines coming to the drive itself. The only issue I find is right here with these studs. That's why I'm talking about these nuts here. I need to remove 1, 2, 3, and 3 on the other side, all 6 of those studs, and re-stud this transom assembly with longer hardware so it'll adapt my overbuilt transom. So you've seen behind me this jigsaw. Now, everybody's going to tell you you can't cut a transom hole without a jig. I've never cut a hole in a transom before, or at least one of this size. So today, we're going to cut it without a jig like they don't do at the factories. See how it turns out. I know, you're probably screaming at me in the comments right now to stop, but, you know, you can't learn unless you try. Obviously, I don't have a jig. I'm not a boat builder. I'm just some kid doing this on my spare time. So I have this. This is my template. So I did a lot of work on this from the donor boat, and if you lay it up here, it matches exactly 1-to-1 how this needs to be. This is sort of the book that I've been going off of. I made all these notes on this boat and the old boat and measurements and how everything's gonna, there's some math there. There's measurements from the old boat, the inside, stringer system and motor mounts off the old boat, more measurements off the old boat, wiring harnesses, all kinds of stuff. So this is kind of like my Bible for how this is going to go down. And to make that happen, we're going to drill a couple holes. I've already got one started here. We're going to drill one somewhere along this curve here, same over here, one there, there, and there as well, so I don't have to turn the blade as much as I go around through it. And I don't know how I'm going to do up here just yet, but we're going to figure that out one way or another. Hey, that's enough talking. Let's get to cutting. Oh, this feels so wrong. This shape here, I'm not going to say it's more or less arbitrary. It's not entirely true. However, it doesn't have to be exact. So the way I see it, this is optimized, this shape, this bowling pin is optimized to maintain the most material back here, yet still allowing all the necessary components of the transom. I mean, this is the general shape it needs to be. So this side's kind of lopsided and these two aren't exactly right, but that's okay. At least I think it's okay. We're gonna find out when this is all put together. That's a terrible way to be. We'll see if it works though. I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't a little nervous. I worked so hard to get here. I'm cutting the hole the size of a basketball back here with straight up hand tools. I got the longest saw blade that Home Depot had, and even then it's barely long enough, but say a prayer. Oh boy, this is not gonna be easy. Oh boy, alright, I'm gonna need a mask for this. This is really dusty. A lot dustier than anticipated. Okay. There's the first leg cut. Wow, I should be doing this outside. Oh my gosh. Maybe not outside. Let's see if I can't fashion something up here. Alright, let's see what kind of trouble I can get into with a vacuum and a jigsaw. What happens if one just zip ties? This is probably stupid. You know, I've done a lot worse for a lot less in my lifetime. Okay. See how bad this is. Ah, sure. I mean, that's terrible, but that's okay. What monstrosity have I created? Yeah, we'll try it. Well, it might not be ideal, but let's see what happens. Okay, I had my doubts, but this system, as you can probably tell in the reduction of dust flying around in the air right now, is amazing. I had no idea. Like that's insane how well that's working. Check out the inside. We are cutting all the way through, all around. It kind of splintered the glass right there, but that's okay. Making good progress. The line looks okay. Got a lot more yet, but keep at it. getting close. I got 4 down there and 4 up there, so 8 more little cuts, and then we're pretty much through. And obviously I got a drill for the transom bolt. We're getting close. This is a tricky angle to cut, but we're gonna try it. I think we just did it. Hang on. I knew this area would be a problem up here. There's one spot that didn't fully connect. Hang on. That's it. Oh man. Can't get it out. Bigger hammer. Golly, look at the thickness of that transom. Holy crap, I didn't think. Wow, that is thick. Ta-da! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, this is big. There hasn't been a hole in this transom since I first laid the first layers of wood. Honestly, wow, this is big. Check it out. Holy cow. Yeah, it's a little thicker than it needs to be, but all in all, that's not terrible. Okay, so upon first inspection, I think I've got a bit of a lamination issue there and there at the very top where the steering arm goes through. This might be a problem. Looks like it continues to about right here and here. We're gonna have to clean up that core sample and see what it really looks like. Alright, so we got the sample out. Well, not really sample, I mean this is the part. It's really solid, listen. I mean this is really, really good. There is a little bit of separation happening. We just saw it on the boat itself. I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean clearly it doesn't, I can't get it to flex by hand. This is all from when I was beating it with the hammer to get it out. That's no big deal. I kind of expected that to happen. However, the rest of this stuff, I did not. I thought we were solid all the way through, but which for the most part we are. I mean, it's really good everywhere, but right here. So Is that gonna be a problem? I don't know. Wow, this looks like I missed one layer of fiberglass. All right, big news. Transom hole is cut. There's a lot more to do. Let's clean this thing up, shoot some holes through it, and see, just maybe, if that assembly fits. So we need to drill this. Just under 1/2 inch. What I have is this Forester bit. This is right at 1/2 inch. You can see it right there, 1/2 inch. So this is what we're gonna shoot through there. It's a little bit oversized, but I'd rather it be bigger than smaller and have to waller them out. So let's shoot some holes. See, this is the part where a jig would come in handy, because if I don't get it perfectly straight, I'm liable not to get it at all. So, got to be a little careful here. And by little, I mean a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's all. All right, we got to see that from the inside. Take a look at the outside. Every one of them's drilled. More or less guessed at the correct angle, but I know it had to be at, I think I got a 14-degree transom back here, so, you know, pretty close to that. I'm gonna grab my transom assembly and see if she'll fit. Exciting. Okay, this thing's heavy, so I'm gonna be sure to clean up at least a little bit before I come in. If you're wondering what the rope is doing, holding up my trim rams. All right, lines through. Okay, first time doing this. See if all that work paid off. Oh my gosh. It's close. Oh shoot, yeah. Okay, well that's not perfect, but it's close. I can immediately see that the holes I drilled don't have enough angle to, oh my gosh, this looks so good back. Oh my gosh, we're so close. Okay, we are close, and I mean close. But, ooh, light again. I need to fix that angle. So I'm gonna pop this back off, change that a little bit. We should be good to go. Okay, come on. Oh gosh. I gotta do a think here, hang on. This poor light is just always underfoot, man. I keep, maybe it's my fault. Sorry, little buddy. Yes, every one of these were wearing the wrong way. So, I change up that angle a little bit. In a situation like this, I feel like less is more, so. Okay, let's try this again. Move this light first. Oh yeah. It's tight. I think it'll go. All right, I did some work with the camera off. Let me show you. Mounted up, flat and flush on the sides, on the top, on the bottom. Oh, if that doesn't look amazing, I don't know what does. I took the top cap off so I could tap it with a hammer. It really didn't need a lot of convincing once I got the holes with the correct angle. Even then, I wasn't so terribly far off. Very, very pleased with that. Check the inside too. I'm holding it in with a couple bolts right now. They're not tight. I don't want to warp the fiberglass or the wood. I'm trying to fit up the exhaust. I think it's a little bit too thick to fit the exhaust, so I'm going to have to grind a little bit of material down there. At the bottom, you kind of see a witness mark on either side where the exhaust was hitting. But yeah, very, very excited. And I mean, come on. Just look at that. That is stellar. That is so, so good. We are one step closer to the water. So yeah, I'm really excited right now. I am elated that that went on as easy as it did, that we got everything lined up the way it did. I did that without a jig. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. All I gotta do now is cut some clearances for the exhaust and for the steering arm. We should be good to go. There's gonna be a lot more of this boat in the future. I know I say that at the end of every video, but it's true. Got a lot more work before we're on the water, but this is a huge, huge step. I've been looking forward to this for months. So stay tuned, there's more to come. See ya.